welcome to another video. A reminder as usual that all of the videos that I create are available on my BTEC Creative Media Google site or obviously on my YouTube channel, so please go ahead and subscribe and get the bell on so you get email notifications whenever I post a new video. So in the last video I talked about how to create a new Premiere Pro project, and I'll link that up here because I would like you to watch that first if you haven't already done so. At the end of that video I left the Premiere Pro layout scattered as it was. It just kind of loaded Premiere Pro, and whatever layout was there was when we paused the video, and I did refer to this other video that I'm recording now, which will help you create a preferred layout for whatever it is that you're doing in Premiere Pro. Usually 9 times out of 10 we will be editing, okay? Editing video clips, chopping things up, moving things around, changing the order, etc. However, there may be other layouts already preloaded that might not be helpful for you. There may well be menus that you will never ever use, taking up valuable screen real estate on the screen. For example, if I dive into one now, let's say color might be loaded. We don't necessarily always need the Lumetri color panel, the adjustments, for example. If you are on audio, we're not always going to need the essential sound panel or the audio clip mixer. Okay, so these menus that you're not going to use take up space on the screen that you could be giving to another more valuable, more useful panel. Okay, the closest panel layout to the one that I think is the preferred layout is the editing panel. So if you click that, it will load up and it will be pretty much bang on as far as I'm concerned. There are things I would maybe tweak. For example, I would tend to make the timeline as wide as I possibly can. Okay, the effects panel is just a list of folders like that, so you can afford to squeeze that one right down. And this tools panel does work quite well as a vertical list of tools, which means you can get your timeline nice and long in terms of the bottom half of your screen pretty much could be timeline. I usually do prefer the project to be in the top left hand corner because that is pretty much where you start when we import video, which I'll show you how to do in the next video. The other panel is the effect controls panel. It doesn't do a great deal until you click something, and there's nothing to click yet, but when you do want to control an effect in a clip, it becomes very valuable. It's the properties panel for want of a better name. Okay, then your program monitor is again a very valuable panel. We need to be able to see what we're editing, and that is where video will appear once you have some video on the timeline. And I usually would give that as much space as possible. There will become a point where going left and right doesn't actually make it any bigger, in which case you might need to go up and down in order to make that panel bigger. It will depend on how many layers of video and how many layers of audio you have as to whether or not you can do that. But something along the lines of that is probably the most efficient Premiere Pro layout that you can create for the kinds of editing projects that you will probably be working on at this stage in your editing careers. What I then tend to do is if you click the little blue icon next to that, you can save it as a new workspace so that when you come back, that layout is ready to go. So what I normally do is ask you to save that as my preferred workspace. Okay, and then if you do so, it will go up here. I mean, you can already see I've got one there. That is now what we've just set. So if you accidentally click off and go to audio layout like we did earlier, then clicking that will return it to my preferred layout. Okay, and that is the only thing I wanted to get done in this video. So I will see you in the next video where I will finally show you how to import some clips and start to edit. Okay, thank you for watching. Like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel and get the bell on.